Hello, everyone, and welcome. Come on in and get comfortable. The program is going to start at 5:30. Oh, why notice I said that the clock turned to 5:30. How about that? All right, so welcome everyone to Celebrations Around the World. This evening, we're going to be talking about birthdays, and, and I am joined by Teresa from our library today. Hi, Teresa.
Hey there, how's it going, Chris?
Great. I failed to mention at the top some housekeeping stuff. All right, this is an interactive program. You can ask questions. So if you got questions, post them in the questions section. If you're on an iPad or a phone, you may have to open the attendees section and go to find the questions area. Also, you're going to receive a survey in your email after this. So please let us know how your experience was. That's going to help us plan our future programs. And also, lastly, this is going to be posted to our YouTube channel, so you can watch it again and again and send it to friends and just enjoy it all the time. All right. Now, hi, Teresa. I'll say that again.
Hey.
All right. Well, we're excited for this program. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera and mic off, and I'll be right here if you need me, okay?
Awesome, thanks, Chris. Hi, everyone. So just like Chris said, welcome to the program. This is Celebrations Around the World, birthdays. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera off so that you all can see the beautiful screen. Alrighty. So at the very top, I'm going to go ahead and take a poll. So if Chris could throw that up, what is your favorite birthday dessert? When you go to birthday parties or when you have a birthday yourself, do you serve cake, cupcakes, or ice cream? Any of those things? Let me see here. Chris, can you throw up that birthday poll for me, please?
Yes, it's on the screen now.
Awesome.
All right.
All
Everyone
right.
has voted. So I'll
Fantastic.
close it, and I'll share the results. And it looks like 67% of you chose all of that. They want it all. And 33% chose cake.
Well, fantastic. Yes, I don't think you can go wrong with any one of those options myself. So I just wanted to kind of see what the preferences of our audience were today. Alrighty. So, birthdays. Let's talk about the origins of the birthday celebration. Now, it was interesting because in my research, I didn't find anything that was specifically linear. I just found little its and bits of pieces of information. So hopefully, the way I give them to you, you guys can kind of, in your mind, see how the birthday party and celebration came to be. So first off, a pharaoh's coronation in ancient Egypt is the earliest evidence of a birthday party. When a pharaoh was crowned in ancient Egypt, a coronation was held, which is a big celebration, and all of the townspeople were invited. It was believed that once the pharaoh was crowned, he turned into a god. So this is the earliest evidence of a birthday party due to Egyptians celebrating the quote unquote birth of a god. So the next thing is, one of the first birthday invitations was written in ink on a piece of wood around 100 AD in northern England. This piece of wood was written by a Roman woman, and she was asking a really good friend of hers to join her for the quote, for the day of the celebration of my birthday. And in this note, she gave her, love to the woman's husband and her child, and it was very much, it was a birthday invitation. So, just like you would ask a good friend now, hey, do you want to come to my birthday? It would be so much fun if you were there. This essentially was the same thing. All right. And lastly, Patty and Mildred Hill are credited with creating the happy birthday song that many of us sing today. Patty and Mildred were actually educators at first. And so originally the song was called Good Morning to All. and it was published in 1893. And the song went, "Good morning to all, good morning to all, good morning, dear children, good morning to all." And the song actually appeared in print with the "Happy Birthday" lyrics that we know today in 1912. So there's a little bit of birthday history for you. Okay, so when and where are birthdays celebrated currently? So birthdays are celebrated on the day a person was born, which is usually every 365 days, unless you were born on February 29th, which is a leap day. And February 29th happens every 4 years. So if you were born on this day, you might celebrate your birthday instead on February 28th or March the 1st during non-leap years. You also might put either February 28th or March the 1st on some of your documents. You know, if you have a passport or if you need to fill out some paperwork, it's kind of tricky to put February 29th, again, since it happens every 4 years. But birthdays are currently celebrated all over the world in many different ways. And so we'll go over some of those ways now. Alrighty, so birthday celebrations. So we're going to start off in Australia. So in Australia, in addition to serving food from the barbecue, because they have pretty decent weather all year round, children's birthdays are also feature lamington and fairy bread. And lamington is a yellow sponge cake that they cover in chocolate sauce, which then kind of seeps into the cake a little bit, and then they cover it with coconut shreds. So it has a really interesting texture. And fairy bread is a really simple thing to make. It is sliced bread covered with butter on one side and what they call hundreds and thousands, which is essentially multicolored sprinkles for us. So Australians call sprinkles hundreds and thousands, which I guess makes sense because you can't really count sprinkles. It's hundreds and thousands of little itty bitty candy coated colored little things. So fairy bread, simple thing to make. In Japan, November 15th is Shichi-Go-San, or the 753 festival. And Shichi-Go-San is literally 7 is Shichi, Go is 5, and San is 3. So this is where 3 and 5-year-old boys and 3 and 7-year-old girls dress up in their best clothes and go with their families to a Shinto shrine. And when they go with their families, usually their parents are praying that they have a long, healthy life, and they're just praying to the gods for the continued well-being of their children. And at this festival, lots of pictures are taken, and usually these pictures are used as holiday photos later on in the year. In India, children wear new clothes to school instead of the standard uniform and give chocolates and or candy to their classmates. There's often a big party with family, friends, and neighbors. At the party, the birthday person will usually hand feed a small piece of cake to everyone at the party, and then the party guests in turn will usually take a little piece of cake and hand feed the guest of honor as well. So that's a tradition that happens in India. Alrighty, so let's move on. Let's talk about Sweden. So in Sweden, children are awakened by their family singing a Swedish birthday song and bringing them breakfast in bed. And the children also open their presents in bed, but only after they eat their breakfast. Later on, they celebrate with other relatives while eating dinner, and finishing it off with a traditional princess cake. Now, a princess cake is a layered yellow sponge cake with pastry cream, and it is kind of shaped like a dome. So at the very top is whipped cream, and it's covered in marzipan, which is kind of, the thin, flat, cake shaping thing. I don't know how else to describe it, but essentially it looks like a dome. It's usually colored green, and it's a really interesting looking cake, but it tastes amazing, I would have to think, with whipped cream and pastry cream and sponge cake. How can you go wrong? All right, so next let's talk about Ghana. Oto is the first dish that children eat on their birthday. Oto is essentially mashed yams and a diced onion, garnished with hard-boiled eggs and served in an earthenware bowl. And so Oto is just a traditional dish that is actually eaten at large, family gatherings or any kind of, life celebrations or anything like that. So that's Ghana. And usually, of course, later on in the day, a celebration follows with family and friends and lots of food. In Mexico, a birthday party will usually have a piñata, a tres leches cake, and lots of family members in attendance. The song Long La Mananitas is sung when the candles are lit on the cake. So they don't usually sing the traditional birthday song. They sing this other song instead. They also have a tradition called La Mordida, or translated to the bite. It's a popular tradition where the guest of honor leans in to take a bite of the cake, only to have their whole face shoved in it by a family member. So that's Mexico. All right, so I have a couple of trivia questions to ask you guys. Let's see how well you were listening. Chris, can you put up the first trivia question for me, please?
Yes, here it comes.
Excellent. So the trivia question is, what are sprinkles called in Australia? Is it its in bits, hundreds and thousands, or sprinkles?
We will give them a little time to vote. We've got some votes in here. Give them a little bit more time. Oop, almost there. All right, we're going to close the poll here. If you want to vote, cast it now. All right, so we're going to close it now, and we'll see what results we get. Ooh, it's a tie. It's in bits and thousands. What was the correct?
Alrighty, so for those of you who guessed it's in bits, that was a good guess, but the correct answer is hundreds and thousands.
Oh.
So.
All right.
There you go. All right. And Chris, if you could throw up the final trivia question for me, please.
Sure thing. All right, here we go. Was the traditional birthday song always called Happy Birthday? All right, we got some votes coming in here.
Nice. If you remember, I talked about that at the beginning of the presentation.
That's right. All right, you want to cast your vote? Now's the time. I'll give you a few more seconds here. All right, we're going to close it and we'll share the results. Oh, another tie.
Nice. So, for those of you who guessed, good morning to all, or no, I'm sorry. For those of you who guessed no, you are correct, because the song was originally called Good Morning to All.
That's right. All right.
Fantastic. So I just want to let you all know that if you are interested in learning more about birthday celebrations around the world, what other countries or cultures do, feel free to visit Hoopla or Mayan through our website, and they will provide you all the information that you are seeking. And yeah. Thank you guys for coming to the presentation. I'm going to turn my camera on and I invite Chris to do so as well.
Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. We learned a lot. And now it's time for questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the questions section. And we do have a few already. You talked about leap years earlier, and someone's asking, when was the last leap year?
Oh, that is a great question. I feel like feel like it was recent.
I know the answer. You want me? I know
No, go
the
ahead.
answer.
Please.
It was last year,
Thank you.
2020.
I didn't want to misspeak. You know, I felt it, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong because I don't want to mislead people. So thank you very much for that, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, last year was a leap year. All right. Let's see. Oh, someone wants to know. I guess you mentioned a couple of those those desserts that they serve in different countries. They want to know if you've ever had fairy bread or a princess cake. Have you had any of the ones that you mentioned?
I have not, although I will say that I am planning to make fairy bread just to test it out, just because it's an easy
Right.
recipe. And we actually have the
Oh,
recipe for fairy bread right in the presentation itself. So you
yeah,
can
that's
download
handout section. Yeah,
it. Hmm.
there's a handout section in your control panel, or where you should be able to locate the handouts, whatever device you're using. There's a PDF that Teresa prepared for you all, and you can download it right now. It's the fairy bread recipe, so you all can try it.
There you go.
That's awesome.
But no, I have not had
Yeah,
any of those other delicacies
that, that
yet.
Australian one sounded really good with the
Oh man.
coconut.
Yeah, the lamington. Yeah, that sounded really interesting. I will confess, I'm not really a fan of coconuts. I
Right.
just like the sponge cake and the chocolate sauce. That sounded amazing.
I
Just
think that's what
leave
drew
the
me
coconut
in
off.
too.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Hold the coconut. All right. I guess the last question we have is what is your favorite birthday dessert? Do you have?
Ooh, that's a great question. I am gonna go with cupcakes because
Hmm.
cupcakes are, it's not too much.
Right.
And if you do the cupcake trick, do you guys know this? If you like
Mm.
break the top part of the cupcake off and flip it over and then reattach it, so then you have like a cupcake sandwich with the icing on the inside.
What? I've never, you're blowing my mind here. I've never
It's a
even thought
great
of
way to
that.
eat it. It's a great way because then you don't get icing all on your nose when you take a bite, you know? It's
I have not
fantastic.
been living. I have not been
Listen,
living. This is
try it
amazing.
out.
That's awesome. Well, okay, so another thing I like about cupcakes is that you can get a variety. So everyone's
That's true.
happy, right? You can get the different
Yeah,
flavors. And
absolutely.
what flavor is your favorite? I might as well ask.
I like chocolate.
Me too.
I'm a fan of the
It's
chocolate. Although I will say this, uh, and this, I guess, now I'm turning left a little bit, but birthday cake ice cream is a close second. If you've ever had
yes.
birthday cake flavored ice cream, that's actually pretty
That
good.
flavor, yeah, that flavor's come onto the scene pretty strongly. There's even birthday cake
Yeah.
flavored toothpaste. So I'm really
Oh,
going off the map
that's
here. But
interesting.
yes. Well, you got to brush your teeth after all that cake, right?
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
I mean, might as well keep it all birthday cake. Keep it
Yes.
all in the family. That works.
Conceptual continuity. All right. Well, I think that is it for questions. Thank you, everyone. I guess we can wrap things up.
Awesome. All
You
right.
want to bring up
Yeah, let me
contact
go.
slide? All right. Well, if you have questions, you can contact us at the web address here on the slide at hcplc.org/contact. And you can also go on our website to see what kind of great programs we have, just like the one you just watched at hcplc.org/events. All right. Well, thanks again, Teresa. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Good night. See you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.